Okay, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon to some people, and good evening to all the respected dignitaries of IIU, distinguished speakers, honorable participants, and the loving audience present here from around the globe. It's a great joy for us to have you on this particular day, the 31st December 2022, the very last day of this year, and the very last weekend also of this year. I'm Dr. Kofi Abochi from Togo. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm Dr. Kofi Abochi from Togo. I'll be helping with the moderation, but soon my colleague Alex Koleji will join, and Tate Mpofu from Zimbabwe will also join in moderating. So once again, good morning to all of you. Welcome to this great event, the very last of this year, which will be very wonderful. Many of our speakers are ready. Some are joining, and very soon we will start. So it's my privilege to welcome you all to IIU African Continent Virtual Conference on team building strategy to managing challenges in organization. This is organized by the International Internship University African team, the first global virtual university offering quality education and accessible to all around in all areas. So now allow me to give hand the floor to Senior Professor Charles Ebhoria for the prayers and the opening speech. Distinguished Prof, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, my able moderator, my country director. I appreciate you. You have been doing well. God will empower every one of us. Thank you, everybody that are present here today. Today is a great day, and we appreciate God for everything you have been doing in our life. We bless His name for giving us the opportunity to see another day. And I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to every participant and every viewers. We pray that as we finish this program, God will continue to empower every one of us and enrich us with His knowledge and His power. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Welcome to International Internship University, the world of knowledge and education. IIU is the world's first international internship university, inspiring, inventing, igniting young minds. We are trying to build an institution with stronger roots of higher efficient roots of education. We are trying to build an institution with stronger roots of highly efficient educationists who are ready to extend their hands and knowledge for the future of children. Kudos to our amiable and visionary educationalist and founder, Sir Advocate Piyush Pandit, who have been emphasizing on this statement. Education should reach every learners across the globe, and no child should be deprived of education. And that together we can and we shall have a quality education for children across the globe. IIU is the change. IIU brings the change. IIU is the revolution in education. Today, being the last month of the year 2022, we thank God for all the grace and blessing given to us to showcase our Africa team under the leadership of our visionary educationist, Sir Advocate Piyush Pandit, to the cooperation of our trustee, co-founders, and the entire core team of IIU. We are going to discuss on the topic, team building strategy to managing challenges in organization. A collective team for various types of activities used to enhance social relations and define roles within teams is called team building, often involving collaborative tasks. Meeting kickoff, communication, problem solution, creative thinking, and employing boundaries are the type of team building. Open communication, confidence, consensus, commitment, collaboration are the 5 C's of team building. Trust, communication, leadership, diversity, empathy, and delegation are the elements of team building. Team building is very important in our present dispensation. It builds trust, mitigates conflicts, encourages communication, and increases collaboration. Organization challenges. These are the challenges faced by an organization, which includes limited innovation. This is where companies are not visible to enhance fresh ideas. Lack of productivity. This is where there is limited motivation among employees. Disconnection between co-workers. Workers who feel disconnected from one another. Turnover. Organizational ability to recruit and retain employees. Difficulties in blending multiple personalities into a cohesive and unified team. Lack of awareness. Failure to develop key competency and behavior. Absence of clear directions. Poor communication and feedback. The following strategies should be taken into consideration effectively so as to manage challenges in an organization. 1, the use of technology. Focus on education and growth. Welcome new ideas so that employees will be able to reach their organization goal. Define and promote organization goal. Deliver constructive criticism. This is the feedback that illustrates an employee's work performance. Create team building exercise. These are the activities that encourage employees to work together to complete a task. Celebrating organizational milestones by informing employees when they have achieved organization goal, which is essential for productivity. Develop a decision-making process. This is a group of steps that dictates how employees make workplace decisions. Encourage professionals to think with innovation and provide resources for them to develop their strategies. Work on quality services and products. This will increase the range of products, services you offer. Keep the customers in mind. Make use of human resources. Buy out a competitor. Increase the size of the geographical area you serve. Note, when handling these challenges, as listed earlier, relax always. Use the STAR method. The STAR method. S as in situation, T as in task, A as in action, and R as in result. This will be explained later. Try to see problem from all sides. Describe the problem like explaining it to a friend. Brainstorm possible solution. Make a list of good and bad points for the solutions you think are the best. Choose one solution to try first before another. How do we use this STAR method to handle challenges? 1, stay positive. By being calm and optimistic, 2, don't blame others. Be objective about the situation. Be conceive. Keep it short and sweet. 4, emphasize key soft skills by being creative, quick in your decision making, and apply leadership skills. Be honest. Don't make up an obstacle or lie about the detail in the situation. Don't exaggerate. Be specific about the situation and the outcome. Also note that managers are faced with the following challenges: managing expectations, establishing credibility, managing time, managing changes, supporting risk-take tasks, balancing technical and management expertise, find rewards in different places, regulation and compliance, shaping company culture, managing communication between teams, tracking teams' productivity, uncertainty about the future, well-being of employees, supporting diversity and inclusive in the workplace, recruiting and onboarding the right employees. I haven't heard this from me, and I pray that God will strengthen every one of us so as to be able to do the right thing at the right time. Challenges are bound to be there in an organization, but the method we handle it matters. That is why we should always call on God to help us out. That is why it's always good to work as a team. By the time we work as a team, everything will be smooth. We pray our able and admirable special guests who are going to speak on this matter will also give justice to this. May God come to grant success unto our life and our business. Thank you very much.
We are really grateful to Professor Charles Ebhoria for the nice introduction to this topic of today. And we are sure you are going to have more insights on the topic that is given to our discussion today on our African International Conference, virtual conference platform. Okay. So the first person to speak, our guest speaker, the special guest speaker that will open the floor for us is Professor Dr. Jared Akama Onyari, EBS Chaplain Professor. Dr. Jared Akama Onyari is a servant of God of the everlasting gospel and true environmentalist. He completed his BA Economics and Geography from Egerton University, BA in Theology from Northwestern Christian University, Bachelor of Chaplaincy from Impact Africa Technical University, USA, MBA from African Nazarene University, majoring Project Management, MA Development Studies from St. Paul's University, majoring in Peace Building and Conflict Transformation, PhD in Professorship from United Graduate College and Seminary International, PhD in Human Rights from Impact Africa Technical University, USA, PhD candidate at Kisi University, pursuing PhD in Peace and Conflict Studies. He is a trained lay chaplain, a certified professional mediator, and environmental impact assessment lead expert. He is a part-time lecturer at the Management University of Africa and Vice Chancellor of Legacy Studies at United Graduate College and Seminar International. So we have the pleasure to give the floor to Professor Dr. Jared Akama Onyari for his view on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony, for that elaborate introductions.
You're welcome.
I want to thank the organizers of this meeting, especially Professor Charles. This was the best way that we can end the year, and we thank God for having worked with us 365 days. Let me just go straight to the topic. The topic is building strategies to managing challenges in organizations. I felt that I should make our audience to understand what a strategy means. It is simply a general plan or a set of plans intended to achieve something over a long period of time. So a strategy is not a one-day event, a month event, a year event. It is a long time. A long time can be 5 to 10 years, where you want the organization to be in the next 5 years or 10 years or so. After having said that, then a strategy must have an action. What do you intend to do so that the organization can be able to achieve its goals? And of course, when you come out with a strategy, it's on how you prepare the organization to achieve their vision, mission, and their objectives. And as I've said, what are some of the methods, and Professor Charles has eloquently discussed this. And I have to say that in the modern times, if we have to move forward in an organization, the first strategy is to involve people, is to allow people to participate, is to allow employees in an organization to give their ideas so that we work together as a team, pulling towards the same directions. Of course, Charles mentioned about consultation. In the 21st century, you cannot afford to run or dictate to people. It is very important if we embrace the strategy of consulting people, involve people, let people participate, so that we are in the equal pace in taking this organization forward. The next thing also just mentioned about communication. We need to communicate. We need to have communication, and communication shouldn't be the sake of communication. It should be, must be effective communication. I've talked about the 21st century. If organizations have to achieve what they intend to do, they must be very diplomatic. They must embrace diplomacy. How do you handle the public? They must have corporate governance. I have said also in the 21st century, it's a century which is moving very fast. Remember, we are in the new normal. We are in the new order of doing things. See how Corona is doing that. So we must be able to embrace innovative and entrepreneurship mind. When you come out with a strategy, that is the direction you have to work. Of course, there must be continuous education of the employees, of the board of the directors. When you do this, you must be able to ensure that you have the right technology. Remember, if we are not in the new normal with embracing technology, in fact, we'll be having this conference in Joburg, in Nairobi, in Abuja, or elsewhere, but see what we are trying to do. So we must be able to move with the right technology. An organization must be able to improve or do research and development. And research and development here is on how to see what are the new ideas, what are the new components coming to the environment. And that is the way to go. And development, if I may define development, development is a way of life of the people aimed at improving the quality of your employees and the search. And I've said, organizations work in communities. So we must bring communities on board. We must look at the character of the staff, the character of the community at the same time. And of course, we have to have a commitment. We have to have a commitment on what we need to do. Let us not have employees working for the sake of handing us salary, earning wages. No, let us have a commitment that all of us, this is the organization that we need to move forward. Of course, Charles talked about having a creative mind. You cannot have people who are not be able to see how the world is moving. So in the nutshell, my 7 minutes, are almost ending, let me just have this to say some of the challenges the organizations are having. There is need or absolute effective communication. If there's communication, it comes in one direction, no feedback. I've said if the organization to overcome this one, let us involve people, let us communicate. Evaluating and confronting performance problems. Problems are in the organization, nobody evaluates, nobody knows how to be done. Even hiring the right people. I've talked about technology. I've talked about staff development and improvement, continuous. So hiring the right people also becomes a problem. You hire employees after 1 year, 5 months, 2 years, they have gone. And it is very costly to have this. Also, most of the organizations don't know on how to manage conflicts. And with conflicts, they are bound to be there. So if we don't know on how to handle conflicts, how to solve issues, disputes that they arise between employees and the management, between organizations, between the players in the market. So it is very important we know on how to handle conflict so that we can be able to manage a team, also to retain the star employees. There are employees who their turnover and who are on the move. They are wanted by most organizations from time to time. So that's what I wanted to share this evening, that we need to be able to work as a team if we have to move forward. And I want to thank the management of Internship University for having time to having this kind of collaboration so that we are able to discuss and ventilate and have issues. Let me just beg to submit up to that point. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof, for this explanation and this sharing, which will help so much in helping organizations and companies move forward and get the best of the results. Thank you so much. We will now introduce the next speaker, who will be Professor Ravinda Rena from South Africa. So no need to introduce Professor Ravinda Rena anymore because he has been always here with us. Just for some little information about him, Prof. Ravinda is a profound academician and distinguished scholar in economics, writer, editor, advisor, motivational speaker, and public intellectual with over 29 years of teaching and research experience in Asia Pacific, Africa, and European continents. He has been an independent consultant and training expert. Professor Rena is currently working as Professor of Economics and Internationalization Project Leader at the NWU Business School, Northwest University, South Africa. He serves as the Honorary Country Director at South Africa for the International Internship University IIU. He also serves as an Adjunct Professor of Economics for Masters and Doctorate programs at Monarch Business School, Monarch University, Hagendorn, Zurich, Switzerland. Previously, he worked as a professor of economics at the Department of Economics, University of the Western Cape, Cape Town, South Africa. He also served as professor and the coordinator, Joint African Masters Program, Harold Pop Kiwis Graduate School of Business at the Namibia University of Science and Technology. He also worked as the head of Economics Department of Business Studies, the Papua Guinea University of Technology, Papua New Guinea. Professor Ravinda earned his PhD from the Department of Economics, Osmania University, Hyderabad, India, with the achievement of the University Gold Medal for the best PhD candidates, thesis in the field of economics, commerce, business management. He obtained his MA, MPhil, PhD from Osmania University, and BA and LLB from Kakatiya University, Warangal, India. So these are some of the things that you could say about Professor Ravinda. He has a long list of achievements, but we just stop on this and give him the floor to share with us why he thinks about this topic of today. Thank you. Prof, you have the floor. Professor Ravinda, please, you have the floor.
I think he has an issue. He might
okay.
be off, so you can now call Dr.
Okay.
Adeogun Kayode to speak.
Okay. So let me introduce Dr. Adeogun to you. A minute, please. Because I was focused on the Dr. Ravinda, Professor Ravinda.
Yeah, he's the next, just after Professor
Okay.
Ravinda. You will speak.
Okay. So Dr. Adeogun Joseph Kayode will take the floor because Dr. Ravinda is Professor Ravinda is having some issues. My name is, his name is Adeogun Joseph Kayode, and he's an internationally sought after Kirika, multi-award-winning certified content marketing strategist, communications and leadership coach, and certified public speaker. He is widely regarded as the go-to source on leadership, entrepreneurship, and management. As a seasoned, energetic, and motivational speaker, he has over 15 years experience in content marketing, strategy, communication, and leadership coaching and public speaking. So already you have an idea that this is a person who is good in organizing team, in organizations, and motivating people to do their best to get the best of the results. So you have Dr. Adeogun Joseph Kayode to speak. Doctor, you have the floor.
Right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Good morning,
it's a pleasure to be here at this moment. It's needless to repeat what has been said by others, especially the greetings. So I want to observe all people, and that will take me to the topic for this conference. First of all, I would like to on this call for sparing your time. I know, it's always a challenge, to come up for a program like this, especially at this early morning for those that are in Nigeria, and for those whose time zone is different from us too. It's always a challenge too to align it with other time zones. So the topic for this month, and coincidentally, being the last training for the year, is team build strategy to managing challenges in an organization. I've listened to the two speakers, my dear Professor Chap, also Dublin and the Vice Chancellor, Wisdom, and I've also listened to Professor too. They've mentioned some of the things I prepared here, but I will just mention the main points. I'm still struggling to see if I can share my slides. That's why I'm taking my time. Sorry. I don't know why the slide is not coming up. I don't know why it's not coming up. So just a moment, please. Just a moment.
Can you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? My apologies for the.
Sorry, since it's not coming up, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Professor Ravi.
You've given the floor to Dr.
We understand
to take the floor. No, you take over. Okay, you take the next floor. Okay, we'll give you the floor for the next.
Okay, I'm going to make my presentation without the slide. Hello.
We can hear you.
You can hear you.
Okay. Please let me just go ahead. I would have wished to share my slides, but that's fine, no problem. So I'm going to focus on the role of team building and organization. And why is team building important? Somebody once said that the full meaning of team, T-E-A-M, is together everyone achieve more. What that simply is this? A single brain cannot take decisions alone. Much cannot be achieved by just one single person. And that is why it becomes very important that in every organization, there should be cooperation, partnership to achieve the objective and the vision of your organization. From time to time, one needs the assistance and guidance of others, as well as to achieve some task within the desired time frame. So when you have a team that is well built, every member will contribute his or her own quota to ensure that the organization achieves its aims and objectives. And the role of a team lead in this context cannot be overemphasized. The leader will always take the lead to turn the subordinates the next line of action. It sets goals, objectives for the team, and everyone is well pledged on what is expected of them to achieve the desired results. So for a team leader to be successful and build his team, there are some qualities that is expected of a team lead. The first one is credibility. People want a leader with credibility, and they want somebody who is trustworthy. If you are not trustworthy, you will lose the trust of your subordinates. So it becomes very important that as you are building your team, you also build a portfolio that will earn the trust of your subordinates or the people you are working with. And then you also need to have the interest of your subordinates in mind. The importance of that cannot be overemphasized. John C. Maxwell, in his book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, indeed mentioned that you can earn the trust of your subordinates. You have to win their heart first before you win their trust. You can't impose responsibilities on them when you have not really gained their hearts. Even if by virtue of your position, they reluctantly, take to your instruction, they will do it grudgingly. And this may not really, augur well or help to achieve what you expect them to achieve. So for you to succeed as a team lead, there are 4 pillars of better management of the team as proposed by Stephen Pania. He mentioned that organization is the first thing. You need to manage your network. I've just mentioned that. You need to earn the trust of your subordinates. That way, you will be able to earn their respect. Then another thing Professor Stephen Pania mentioned is the team. Leave your team with a vision and a plan. Let there be a plan of action to achieve your objectives, your vision, especially as we are moving to the new year. There are so many organizations that doesn't have systems, they don't have structure in place, they don't have systems in place, there are no strategies. And these are 4 pillars that hold organization. I take that again. There are 4 pillars that hold an organization to achieve its aims and objectives. And the 4 pillars are systems. What are the systems that you have put in place to achieve your objectives? What are the structure you have put in place? You must have structure in place. What that simply means is that you must have each department, for example, their expectations from team leads in each of the departments. This must be clearly spelled out, and there are strategies that you also put in place to achieve the targets you have given to the team, everyone who works team. That is about team. Then it is team members. Know your reports and build trust. It is only when you have reports of activities, you from time to time carry out get feedbacks, I mean to say, from the team lead to know what is expected, to know how to achieve what is not achieved, in the previous year, or it could be in the previous months, as the case may be. Then the last is set. Know yourself and you know your role as a manager. You can't give what you don't have. You are not Mr. Know-all, so know where you have your weaknesses. And that is where SWOT analysis comes in. The SWOT analysis emphasizes your area of strength, your weakness, your opportunities, your threats too. So when you know your limitations, you allow your team who has strengths where you are limited to help to achieve the objective and the mission of your organization. And know how to manage expectations too. It's very, very important. Yes, because of constraints that may not be obvious to you, there are some things that you expect your team to achieve, and they are limited in achieving it. Could it be that they don't have enough resources to achieve that target? Try to identify that. The challenge is that, from experience, people are not machines. They don't have numerous settings, as it were, just as you have it on gadgets or on phones, which can be affected by how the team is structured, how it is managed, and how it is led. What all team members is a fundamental need to understand what is expected of them. So from time to time, always have a regular conversations, meetings with your team lead, your members, to know what is expected of them. Should in case that they are not meeting up with expectation, right? And this may seem obvious, and yet too many organizations, I have had contact with, they are lacking in this regard. So know how to manage expectation, and it is also important that you also pay attention to constructive feedback. Team leaders should understand the value of constructive feedback and be trained to give it a way that is both fair and motivating. Effective team lead give feedback, both, it could be positive feedback, it could be negative. Whatever feedback you are giving, make sure you are giving constructive criticism or feedback, as the case may be, not feedback that would dampen the zeal or the enthusiasm of your subordinates or of your audience. So everyone like to feel they are doing a good job. So team leads shouldn't hold back to praise where it is necessary, and where you need to adjust in a spirit of love, with a mind for you to help the team lead or the team to improve in their subsequent assignment. And when you lack a constructive feedback, you know what that will achieve? I just mentioned that. You will dampen the zeal of your team leads, and eventually it will spread to the team too. They will not be as much effective as they were in the past. So be constructive when you need to, to readjust the understanding, the views of your audience. Your team lead or your subordinates. I also need to mention this to conclude my presentation. Leading like a visionary, there are things you need to do. You need to let the vision drive your business. If you own a business, if you work as a team lead, you also need to let the vision of the organization drive the business to success, and never lose sight of your destination as a team lead. And you also need to pay attention to core values. Knowing the core value of your business or your organization is very, very important. In fact, it is a key to the growth of your organization. I just mentioned a few minutes ago that there are 4 pillars that hold organization: system, structure, strategies. All right. You need to build systems. Leaders develop processes that make the business function without depending on one person, even in your absence, without being there, because you have systems in place that are well structured. Each and every member of your team in a particular department, they know what is expected of them, and they know what it will cost them if they don't take to simple instruction. Then you also need to train your team from time to time. The importance of the continuous professional development cannot be overemphasized. And then the last but not the least stay current, be quick to adapt and move forward, increase your capacity, educate yourself, and continuously learn. So on this note, I will draw the curtains for my presentation. Thank you for listening to me. I am Professor Dr. IIU from Nigeria. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful presentation, Professor Dr. Adeogun Kayode. It was really pleasant to listen to you, and you really nourished our mind with this. Particularly when you say you have to build you have to win the hearts of the team members, the teammates, before winning their trust and building this trust among the team, which will make us move forward and get good results. Thank you so much. So nice hearing from you. Now I will give the floor to Professor Ravinda Rena. I've already introduced him, so he'll have the floor to share with us what he has for us. Thank you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon to different corners of the world. There are people, they are already celebrating the New Year, places like Kiribati, and of course, we have a widespread, the continent, the globe is so big, and some of the people, they already entered to a new year, and it's a special day for all of us, 31st of December 2022. And for the past 2-3 years down the line, we've been facing turbulences and acute challenges that we are unable to think, and we are unable to solve the problems that we are facing, or the challenges that we've been facing for the past 3 years down the line, because of the COVID and because of the Russia-Ukraine wars and so on and so forth. Now, in this particular, day today, it is an auspicious day, and we hope we are just in between 31st December to 1st of January, few hours difference. And I must congratulate the IIU for choosing this particular African continent, IIU, for choosing this particular topic, building strategies for the organizational improvements, and how best we can improve the organizational structures or organizational performance with the strategic meetings and strategies that we normally prepare. So we do have previous speakers that they are unpacking so many issues about integrity, about the value system, about the conduct, about the honesty, about the commitment and dedication, and so on and so forth. Now, the challenge, I just would like to mention one of the important points here, that if you look at the definition of the democracy that was defined by Abraham Lincoln more than 250 years back, what Abraham Lincoln said is that democracy is a form of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. I'm also saying this in this context, that whatever strategies that we build, building the strategies for organizational performance. So ultimately, we got 8 billion people in this planet today, and whatever we do, this 8 billion people must get the benefit. Whatever the organization that performs, without people's participation, there's no organization actually that can survive, that can exist in a long period of time. Leaders that we see today in the corporate sector or in the political structures or in the educational health and every structure, even the family structure also, that the leaders of nowadays, they see themselves, they are there to rule the people. That is absolutely wrong. They cannot rule the people, they can only lead the people. A true leader is always there to see the welfare of the people, whatever he does. And he cannot able to just show up that he's the leader, so people should be afraid of him and they should do the job, and so that will improve the performance. That is absolutely wrong. But unfortunately, this is what is happening in this world. The world would have been definitely a better place if the people, those who are leading, whether they are junior managers, middle managers, senior managers, executive managers, and top level managers, and so on, if they could able to see the inclusive approach, that we are all here. If I am not the leader, there is somebody else will lead. So my leadership is only a limited time, and it's only temporary. I'm not going to be a permanent leader as such. So whatever we do, when we prepare the organizational structural strategy meetings, of course, from time to time, every organization keep on having different meetings for the strategy build-ups and strategic planning sessions and the strategic planning documents and so on. We all need the strategy, no doubt, in order to achieve the vision, mission, and the objectives of the organization that we are working. And we also keep changing those strategies from time to time to improve the performance from time to time. Now, for instance, I would like to quote. We all know that the gentleman Elon Musk, who was born and brought up in South Africa, is an African guy, but of course, is the richest man in the world. No longer, for the past 1 month, is no longer the richest man, and he is the CEO of probably Tesla and also CEO of the Twitter social platform. And now what happens is that he reached more than $200 billion. That is his worth actually, maybe a few months ago. That's where he reached. That made him to be the richest man in the world about 1.5 to 2 years. Now, Bernard is the guy from France. He's the one became a richest man, and Elon Musk no longer the richest man. He lost probably the share markets were down, and eventually his from $202 billion, his performance come down to maybe about less than $135 billion. So though he's the second largest, second richest man in the world, and Bernard maybe the $167 billion, he made himself as the richest man. And Gautam Adani from India is the third richest man. Why I'm saying all these rich people that if we do not develop the proper strategy for the organization that you are running, and you revisit that organizational performance with that of the strategy that you're trying to match with, is always a problem. So doesn't mean that you are a rich man today, you will become a rich man in the coming 20 years time. There is no guarantee of that. Anything in this open competition, anything is possible. Anybody can able to become a rich man. So it's not about the rich or the poor, ladies and gentlemen. It is how best you perform. We are more looking into competitions. We are not looking into collaborations, and we are not looking into cooperations. So in this world, we just finished the FIFA World Cup, and of course, Argentina is the one which won the cup. But we are looking more into everything that we do, whether it is a corporate game, or it is a business game, or any entrepreneurship game, or any kind of sports and games that we talk about. We look more about the competition. We don't look at the collaboration and kind of work ethics that we can work together hand in hand. So that is missing actually. So the old concept is the competition in the maybe barbaric world, and the cooperation should be in this 21st century in the human world. So that is what one point I would like to mention. The other point is that if we could not able to build up the proper strategies, and the strategies that needs to be revisited from time to time, and no organization can able to be successful. The other important point is that culture and the strategy, they also always go hand in a reverse order. For instance, people like Peter F. Drucker, the management guru, he says that if India doesn't follow the culture, and India could have been probably performed better than what it is performing today. So sometimes if a black cat come across, then the manager who is going to attend a meeting, he will stop and he will return and he will go back. So those are some of the cultural things that people, they still practice today, and that would also try to impact the organizational performance. So therefore, the culture, as long as you approach the strategic and also the scientific methods, then your culture should not interfere in the strategic approaches actually. So I think in the interest of time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank the conference organizers, particularly Professor Charles and also Piyush and all other colleagues who were speaking today on this important topic. I just want to say that it is also no leader or no team can be successful without the support of other team members. Every team member plays a crucial role. That is why in African philosophy, we say Ubuntu, which is a Zulu philosophy. In South Africa, Ubuntu means I'm not a person without the support of you. So every team, every strategy, it is absolutely a team building process. There are so many leaders in this world. They are trying to break the teams. They are not to build the teams. So if we keep on moving in this direction, and the world is going to be a worst place, it is not going to be a better place. So let us in 2023, all of us, those who are sitting here, those who are not here physically, but those who are watching this, going to watch this video in the near future, please try to change yourself. Change must come from you. And then the change you want to bring into this world, then the world will be definitely a better place. So it is not the strategy, it is not the team building, it is the individual, how you think and how you act and how you build yourself and how you contribute for this world to make this world as a better place. So ladies and gentlemen, with this few words from my side, I would like to thank once again IIU and all other fellow colleagues who are sitting here. Thank you, one and all, and I wish you a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you.
Ubuntu. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you for sharing this. I understand that the leader doesn't need to fear, but contribute to the welfare of those that he's governing. Yeah, and also we need we need others to be who we want to be, and the change must start from us. This is something I retain. Change must start from us, and that is really great. And we have to work on ourselves first, and then we can also change the world around us. Thank you so much, Prof. And I wish you a Happy New Year. I will now introduce Dr. Patricia Gonde. This is the next speaker. She's from Zimbabwe in Southern Africa. Mother of 4, head of academics of Lusitania Primary School, holder of master's degree in educational management, brand ambassador Zimbabwe of ABCD International, brand ambassador of Women's Lives Matter, and global coordinator of IIU International Council of Educators, global educator ambassador of Yes You Can International, country coordinator Global Educators Network and author, country director IIU Zimbabwe. So this presented to you Dr. Patricia Gonde, who has always been with us, sharing her experience and her knowledge with us. We now give the floor to Dr. Patricia Gonde for her insightful sharing. Dr., you have the floor.
Thank you so much, good moderator. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, our participants and viewers across the globe. Thank you, IIU, for giving me this opportunity today to talk to you about team building strategies in managing challenges in our organizations. Firstly, I would like to say that, yes, there are challenges in our organization. And as Albert Einstein says that in the middle of all the difficulties that we face in organizations, there are always opportunities. All right, let's talk about maybe the challenges that we can face in different organizations. If there is lack of trust in any organization, lack of trust in any of the leaders that we have in organizations, we are bound to fail. That's our challenge, the number one. Then sometimes we do not meet organizational goals due to lack of clarity. When I'm talking about lack of clarity, I mean lack of clarity, for example, in our organization. Each and every organization has got a vision and mission statement. If there's lack of clarity in the mission statement of an organization, we are bound to fail as well. There's also lack of roles and responsibilities. As a worker, if I don't know if the roles and responsibilities that I'm given are not clear, we are likely to face some challenges. Also, there's no shared vision between the management and employees, we are bound to face also challenges. Then other challenges that we can face in an organization, maybe there's a flawed recruitment process. Are you attracting the right employees who can share the vision, who can work towards organizational goals. We are also, if we do have a flawed system in the recruitment process, we are bound to fail as an organization. Then maybe there's lack of productivity, which has a negative impact on financial capability, which also leads to not meeting our salary obligations. Those are some of the challenges that we are facing as of now. This results in non-payment of bills, non-payment of rentals, non-payment of services, and we can be taken to court. And waste of liquidation and also company closure. Those are some of the challenges that we can face in any organization. Other challenges that we can face are competition, stiff competition from our competitors also are affecting our services. Then, how is our management style? How is our leadership style? As Dr. Ravinda says, self-leadership is very important. How do you lead yourself as a leader? It's very, very important, because you can't lead others if you can't manage yourself, if you don't have that self-leadership. Then sometimes we face challenges like resistance to change. We all know that change is inevitable in any organization. Sometimes you change something and the workers or the subordinates resist that change. Are you a resilient leader? How are you going to face that challenge in an organization? Then COVID-19 struck. There were so many things that happened. We went digital. So if an organization cannot keep or cannot match the emerging trends, then sometimes those are some of the challenges that we face in an organization. And it takes a resilient leader to make a turnaround of all the challenges that we face in organization. So what are some of the team building strategies that you can use? For example, I talked about lack of trust. We have to build trust and respect if you want to build a strong, successful team. As a leader, management, build that trust in employees in your organization. You should be someone who is exemplary, and you should be someone with integrity. Your leadership ability will determine the level of effectiveness. I think John Maxwell calls it the law of the lead, that your leadership ability, how are you going to lead? It will determine the level of effectiveness of the organization. As leaders, we need to model the way, we need to exemplify, we need to know the way. Not only knowing the way, but we also need to show the way, to walk the talk. And as a leader, you need to create a business climate culture where inspiration thrives, and you should be able to know your team very well. To have a strong team, you should know your team and have trust in them too. Because if you don't trust them, then at the end of the day, the work won't be done. So leaders with integrity, they live their value and will walk the talk. They will know the right thing to do, even if that right thing is not popular with your team members. And then leaders with integrity, they care about their team members, they care about their well-being as well, and development of the team members, just like what Dr. Adiogun talked about, coaching and maybe development, professional development courses. If you are not at the right path, yes, you can have continuous professional development courses as CPD. And for you to forge toward, you should be an inspiring leader who has that pull effect, where whom team members can follow, and trust is very important. and know that the team members cannot achieve the goals on their own. You need to navigate for them. You need to show them the way. Create and build that trust. Create a positive climate. And by that, you can raise the organizational performance of all leaders. Some authors say, it's not your attitude. It's your altitude. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that will determine your altitude. So this also applies to our team members. If they do have the right attitude, then they will certainly reach that altitude. This brings me to point number 2, the indispensable quality of leadership is vision. Remember, we said that we have challenges if we do not have that shared vision, if there's no clarity on the defined goals, if there's no clear leadership, if there's no clarity on the collective value or the shared vision. So leaders who aspire to build strong teams inspire their team members to share vision. Because in any organization, we all have our vision and mission statements. Some of them are clearly laid out and they are displayed on the walls. But do our team members know the vision and mission statement of the organization? Is it so clear that they can follow? So some organizations even have mottos like it's in one for Halstead's, which says that serious about quality. So if you are going to Halstead's, you know that they are serious about quality. If you go to my, my pharmacy for my friend, it says, you know, we care. When you go there, you know that they have a motto. So as leaders, we need to inspire people towards the vision of the organization. What have your organization been called to? What is your vision? We develop core values of our team members and we share with our team members the shared vision of the organization. So as a leader, what you see also determines what you can be. You can either be a wanderer, are you a wanderer, or you are a leader. And what you see only what you are prepared to see, according to some authors. I think I will explain this further. So there is need for clarity in the vision, in the goals, in the roles, in the responsibilities. And as a leader, you should know the kind of people in your team. How dedicated are they? Do they share the same vision? You should be, as a leader, you should be a mirror of honesty. You should be a mirror of integrity. You should be a mirror of hard work. Don't just talk, walk the talk. As the law of magnetism says, you attract who you are. Woody Allen also says that I will never belong to an organization where I would just be a member, but I would belong to an organization where I mimic and have some value, where we have shared vision, where we have shared value. Then important point also on strategic leadership is on communication. I know that so many people communicate, but they do not what? Connect. Do we connect with our team members? How do we connect with our team members? Do we have daily meetings? Do we have weekly meetings? Do they know what they are expected to do? So we should connect with people, and there are 9 steps of connecting with people. 1, don't take people for granted. You should have a common ground. Value people you want to enlarge in your organization. Number 2, possess and make a different mindset. Make a difference in the lives of people you want to connect to. Believe what you share can make a difference, and believe that the person you share with can make a difference. The people in your organization, they can make also a difference. Number 3, initiate movements towards them. Work up towards them and make connections. That's point number 3, on how best you can connect with people in your organization, and recognize and respect the differences in personalities, because when you are working as a team, there are some people who are good at decision making. There are some people who are good at making sure that everything is done on time. Make sure you use those differences to the organizational best, and pay attention to people's personality. Number 6, find the key to others' lives and examine what they've achieved and how best they can also help in any organization. Number 7, communicate from the heart. I know that this is difficult, but we should try by all means as leaders that we should communicate from the heart. Sometimes we are so emotional that sometimes when we communicate, we set the wrong message to our team members. If you want to achieve, you should communicate from the heart. And number 8, share common experiences with members in your team. And lastly, once connected, move forward. So those are the 9 steps that we need to make sure that we do not always communicate, but we should always connect. The other thing that is important in an organization is how you manage conflict. How do you manage conflict? The conflict, there are so many conflict resolution strategies that you can use. You know that when you're working as a team, sometimes you do not agree in everything. How, as a leader, are you going to manage conflict? And lastly, celebrate success of everything that you do as team members. Sometimes we learn from our mistakes. Let's use those mistakes as stepping stones to achieving organizational goals. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I hope I have added some value. Thank you. Over to you, our moderator.
Dr. Patricia Gonde, you have added value. Sure, seriously, you have added values. And some of these are, don't just talk, work the talk. And something I really keep for myself is a leader must be the mirror of honesty, mirror of integrity, mirror of hard working. And then communication and connection, then communicate from the heart. That's very important, and I keep it. And above all, conflict management, which is always current everywhere. When you are 2 or more, there's always conflict and you don't agree on points, but you need to get ways to manage the conflicts and also to celebrate every success you get in the organization. Thank you so much, Mom. Thank you. We expect to see you next year with other sharing, other experiences that we also benefit from your good knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to everyone in advance.
Thank you, Mom. You know, invite Ambassador Ijoma Esther Namji. Yeah, she's an education consultant in Nigeria, internationally recognized, multi-award winning digital media entrepreneur, publisher of Africa's leading health motherhood magazine, Mommy and I magazine, which features top A-list personalities, celebrities, and result-oriented women entrepreneurs, transforming the lives of over 100,000 women in 14 countries across their digital media platform. She has a proven track record of excellence in management and instrumental to the success of several multinationals. She is a renowned global speaker, creative content consultant, YouTuber, publisher, author, scientist, and global and public health experts. certified by University of Albany State University of New York. Ambassador Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi has won 26 awards, both national and international, and a comparable certificate of recognition for her tremendous global impact in the lives of young people. She has spoken in over 80 youth events, both online and offline, alongside reputable speakers from the different parts of the world. She has been featured on This Day newspaper, Sun City TV, the Entrepreneur Africa magazine, Today's Heroes magazine, Women Connect, Kaftan TV, and Pigeon Times TV. You have Ambassador Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi to take the floor for now. Doctor, you have the Ambassador, you have the floor.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm happy to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. My name is Dr. Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi from Nigeria. Thank you so much, IIU. Thank you so much, respected Professor Charles. Thank you so much, everyone. I can see I joined when my brother was speaking, Professor Kayode. I appreciate you. And today we are discussing a very important topic, team building. Team building, this topic resonates a lot with me because, for one, I've handled a lot of managerial positions. I've been a group general manager for Laurel Gabe Solutions and Laurel Gabe Oil and Gas. That was in 2018. I think I handled it for 2 years plus. And today I'll be sharing some of my experiences as a manager, as a top supervisor, and as the CEO of Mommy and I, some of the tips that has helped me in handling my team, in building a great team. So let me go ahead to share my screen. Can you all see my screen now?
Not yet. The screen is just black. We have not.
We can see your sharing, but we can't see what you're sharing. Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, you can see the screen now. All right.
Yes, we do.
All right, so let's go ahead. Today we are discussing team building strategy in managing challenges in organization. So first of all, what is a team? You know, there is an acronym. Team means training, encourage, aim, motivation. Together, everyone can achieve more. That is just the acronym I use for that word, team. Together, we can achieve more. Together, we can do more. Together, we can help the organization to grow. And also, in a simpler form, a team, people depend on each other in a team. People may or may not work in the same physical location. You know, in a team, you have people who are not present. You have people who are board members. You have people who are advisors. They are not there in the field working with you, but they play a major role. They are still part of the team. And you combine all the efforts of those in the field, those that are not in the field, those that are in the physical location, those working remotely, you combine the effort to achieve something together. You collaborate. Now, I need us to know the difference between teamwork and team building. Teamwork simply means the process of working collaboratively with a group of people in order to achieve a goal. While team building is the ability to identify, motivate individual employees to form a team that stays together, works together, and achieve together. These are the differences between teamwork and team building. How important is teamwork? Teamwork means successful business. There is no business, there is no organization that will make it without a formidable team. There needs to be a formidable team that understands the organizational goals, people who are as passionate as you, people who are ready to give in their all, people who has already absorbed the vision of the group. This is how you come about a successful business. If you don't have a formidable team, if you don't have people who are as passionate as you are, or if you have team members that are yet to contact your passion, that are yet to, have the same vision with you, you cannot have a successful business. The owner of Charlotte Hornets basketball team, George Sheen, said, "There is no such thing as self-made man or woman. You will reach your goals only with the help of others. Only individual forces combined can achieve greater results." And we all know that this is true. Why do companies use teams? Teamwork plays a crucial role in any organization. When employees with common interests, common goals, common ambitions, and attitude come together, a team is formed. This team then strives to put in the best effort to solve problems. From the slide, you can see that this is a dolphin and this is a team. That's little fishes coming together to form a bigger fish. That is how it is in an organization. Everybody bring their idea, everybody bring their efforts, everybody bring their intellectual prowess, everybody bring their gift and talent, because we all are unique and we are highly individuated. There is something that distinguishes us. There is something you have that I don't have. And there is something I have that you don't have. So in a team, you need to acknowledge everyone. You need to know that everyone have their uniqueness. Everyone come together with their unique trait, and your ability to harness the strengths, help people understand their strengths, help them downplay on their weaknesses. You'll be able to harness these things to achieve the organizational goals. Each member of the team must put in equal efforts and achieve the goals set by the organization. Every team must be focused on the collective goal. The collective goal of the organization, the collective goal of the company, the collective goal of the institution. The collective goal is what everyone should work towards achieving. There shouldn't be a different goal. There shouldn't be die goals or die vision, because it will lead to disorganization of the entire objective of the organization. In a competitive world, we are in a competitive world. And in businesses, we have the blue sharks and the red sharks. I don't want to go into that because of time, but we are in a very competitive world. And every organization, so long as it's not a non-profit organization, every organization is working towards profit. The success of a business is in the profit it generates at the end of the year. It could be quarterly, it could be biannually, it could be annually. So the profit of the organization is what makes it successful. So you need to ask yourself, what is a team? What does team building mean? How effective can it contribute to your team? When a group works well together, they achieve the best results. Employers therefore want to hire people with team building skills. Even as a manager, even as leaders in a different capacity, when you want to hire a staff, you look out for someone that can work with others. You don't look at someone, you don't want someone that will be all by themselves, because they don't need to be all by themselves to achieve the organizational goals. They need to work collaboratively. They need to, join forces with others to achieve the company goals. So you also look out for people with team building skills, people that are willing to share their ideas, people that are willing to, ensure that they do all they can to make sure that the organization achieve their goals. I want us to look at teamwork and team building, form versus function. Team building involves the formation of groups to achieve goals. Teamwork is the union of members' individual skills to achieve a common goal. Team building usually precedes teamwork. It involves choosing. Team leaders try to form groups who can complement each, either strengths or weaknesses. Now, what is teamwork? Teamwork is the result of a team effectively working together. It relies on a range of vital factors for success, such as good communication skills, mutual respect, complementary skill sets covering all required competencies, leadership, and decision-making procedures. Now, what are the objectives of teamwork? What is the purpose of a team? The first purpose of a team is problem solving. In every organization, there are challenges. There are things that pose as hindrances to organizational goals. There are challenges on ground, and every challenge on ground needs wisdom to handle. So a team comes together in order to join forces together, join their capacities together to provide solutions, workable solutions to move the organization forward. Another objective of teamwork, another purpose of a team is cooperation. Working in a team requires people to work towards a common goal. Teamwork's objective is to help employees learn skills like patience, trusting each other, listening, and trying to find a common ground. Some people are not used to working with others. Some people just like being all by themselves. But if you are working in a team, if you are part of a team, you must encourage cooperation. You must learn to be accommodating. You will know that not everybody will buy your idea, because we all see things from different perspectives. It's just like the letter W. The letter W, when you look at it, from your perspective, it is a W. But when you turn it upside down, the other person is seeing an M. And when you turn it the other way, to the left, to the right, rather, the other person is seeing a 3. That's a figure. So you see that from your perspective, you are seeing something different. From my perspective, I'm seeing something different. And from the other person's perspective, he or she is seeing something different. So these 3 people are right in their own way, but it takes understanding, patience, and being accommodating for us to say, okay, we are all correct on this, but look at what we will choose in order to achieve this particular goal. That is what cooperation is all about. We come together, the purpose of a team is to improve team productivity. There can be many tasks which are too complex or time-consuming to be undertaken by a single employee. So people employ people as members of their team to increase efficiency and productivity. Like I said, together everyone achieves more. That's my acronym for a team. Now let's look at stress to successful team participation. One, you have perseverance. As a team member, you must persevere. You have to be dependable. People should trust the fact that if they say you should do this at a particular time, you can do it. I remember when I was working for a company, as the assistant editor, or let me say the assistant manager, because I was directly assisting the CEO, the Entrepreneur Africa magazine. Sometimes my boss will call me by 1 in the morning, 1 a.m. He's my friend on Facebook, and he will say, Esther, I need you to get this list ready for me. I need you to do this for me. And immediately, without complaint, without grumbling, I start doing that work immediately, in as much as it is not work hours. We all know 1 o'clock, anything from 12 is the time sleep is most sweet, you know, that is when you are relaxing. But I will give it my all and ensure he receives the email by 7 a.m. That is being dependable. Having a team member that you know that if you hand this over to that person, the person must deliver in due time. Everybody wants to have that kind of person in their team. And you and I should also be that kind of person in any team we find ourselves. Another thing that we need, another trait of a successful team participation is initiative. If you are in a place where your ideas are not needed, you feel irrelevant. Why we form a team is because we know that people have different initiatives that they can bring together, that you as a leader can collate and use it to make out something beautiful to move the organization forward. So initiative is very important. You can't be in a team and say, I don't want to say anything. Let me just be here and watch them have their meeting. I don't need to contribute. When you have that kind of mindset, you are not a good team player, because that organization needs your knowledge. They need your intellectual capacity. They need your academic capacity. They need your knowledge. They need your brain to move them to the next level. So you need to have initiative. You need to be resourceful. Resourceful is the ability to come up with a plan B. You know, there are times that when you make a plan, you see that your plan is not working out the way you expect it to. What do? As someone that is resourceful, you come up with another plan. You come up with another strategy. Personally, I don't like a team where people complain. If you are my team member and you come to me with a problem, you need to add solution to that problem before presenting it to me. You don't come to me and say, Ma, this is the issue, this is this, this is this. I will ask you, what is the solution? Because bringing different complaints will not help the organization. We know that these things are the challenges, but we need resourceful people that will give us solution to those challenges so we can move forward. Another thing is cooperation, proactivity, the ability to follow instruction. It's not nice to be in a team and you cannot follow the instructions of your team lead. Anybody that is a leader, anybody that is an authority or occupies that position of an authority over you deserves your loyalty. I believe so much in loyalty. You need to carry the person along in whatever you are doing. You need to have that ability to follow the person's instruction. And even if you have a counter idea, there is a way to present it to your boss. There is a way to present it to your manager on team lead. You don't come with that head of, I know this more than you. No, this person, in as much as you know better, the person is occupying that authority. So you need to present it in a manner that you are suggesting this, not that you are imposing. So let me quickly run over to characteristics of effective team: clear vision or purpose, shared commitment, clear roles and responsibilities, trust, mutual accountability. Now, this is a picture of an organization.
Sorry, we want all the participants to mute their microphone, please. If you are not speaking, mute your microphone. We are receiving noise from some participant. Thank you, Doc. You can continue, Dr. Esther.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, this is a picture of an organization without goals. You can see this one is sleeping. You can see the other one is eating. You can see the other one is just resting. If you are a manager without organizational objective and vision for your organization, and you don't transmit that vision from you, the visionary, to your team members, this is exactly what will happen. You will have team members that will sleep at work. You have team members that will be busy talking. Maybe they will be on call for hours. That is productive time that they are supposed to use for something meaningful in the organization, but they are using it to make calls, probably with the company's CUG, calling their friends and well-wishers. Because of what? They don't know the organizational goals. You don't have a vision. And this is the one that is just placing her hand, sleeping. That is a product of working in an organization, a visionless and purposeless organization. So no matter your team, no matter the kind of vision you have as a leader or a manager, you must be able to transmit your vision from you to members of your team. When, as a member of my team, if I'm speaking and maybe something happens and I'm not present and another person is handling what I'm supposed to handle, you should be able to speak like me. You should be able to have the same energy, the kind of vibes I have. You should be able to have it because you must have contacted it by constant communication, constant training, constant instruction, being under my supervision. That is one of the ways, to make sure that the organizational goals are met by the team members. Team formation. Team formation, we have forming, which is a group of people who come together to accomplish a shared purpose. We have storming. Every organization must encounter team storming. You can note this down, or you can make some screenshots because this is very important. Team storming is necessary in every organization. There must be disagreement. At the initial stages, not everybody will agree with you, and it is fine. You don't need to be angry that, oh, can you imagine what Mr. A said? I gave this suggestion and Mr. A said, no, it is not visible. It is not achievable. You shouldn't be angry. You shouldn't be angry about that. There should be ways, a way to, approach instances like that. What you have to do is to make the person understand the need. People need to really, really take time to understand and digest in order for them to carry the vision along. We have team norming. The team has consciously or unconsciously formed working relationships that are enabling progress on the team objective. Team norming is when everybody has disagreed to agree. Everybody has clashed to now relate with each other on a more personal and professional level. We have performing. Team performing is very important. The team members need to perform. There should be performing relationships, team processes, team effectiveness in working on its objective. Everybody should put out a call to action. Everybody should answer the clarion call of achieving the purpose, the mission of the organization. And we have adjourning. The team has completed its mission, purpose, and it's time for team members to pursue other goals or projects. That's when maybe you work in a company, like I said, I was the group general manager for Laurel Gabe Solutions and Laurel Gabe Oil and Gas. And after a while, when I know that I have over-delivered and I need to pursue other dreams, I need to pursue other things because I see myself as someone that is so energetic and I have so much inside of me that I can't be held bound by an organization. So what do? Once you're done with performance, you move, you adjourn, you start doing other things. you know, and you can be coming back to the company once in a while as a contract staff when they need your services, because the fact that you left an organization doesn't mean the organization has left you. When they need your value, when they need your services, they are free to come back and, you know, tell you, we need you to do this and that for us, for the organization. So we have managing conflict. How do you manage conflict in an organization? How do you react? What do you do when there are issues? How do you resolve conflict? What are the obstacles in your organization? How might the process has been different? How have you used different processes, you know, in achieving? Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, can you please conclude or go towards the conclusion? Okay.
Yeah, I'm rounding off.
All
yes.
Right.
Thank you so much. So in an organization, as a manager, how do you handle conflict when issues come in the organization? How are you able to, you know, handle those conflicts and make sure that everyone is fine without being partial, biased, or, you know, standing for A and not standing for B? You need to work on your communication skills. Your team members need to know you don't take sides. They need to know that when this issue is presented to the manager is fair. The manager loves everybody. The manager doesn't love A more than B. No, you need to be fair in your judgment. You need to let them know that this is the organizational goals. This is what everyone is working towards achieving. And when your workers know that you are a manager that is fair, you are a manager that is not biased, you are a manager that, you know, carries everyone along, you find out that managing conflicts will be easy, because people are happy when they have someone that they can talk to, someone who actually understands. And I believe this will help each and every one of us way forward as managers in different organizations. Thank you so much, IIU. Thank you so much, Professor Charles. Thank you so much, Dr. Patricia. I greet you, ma. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Esther. Thank you. And I kept something in mind, that is a definition of the team that is together for T, everyone for E, A achieves for A, and more for M. Together, everyone achieves more. Thank you so much. And I propose you make available this document for us, because it's going to be a reference document that we can use, okay, in our training of our team members, of our leaders, please. If you can make it available, that will be fine for the group. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. I'm not going to introduce Dr. Inga, and please, Dr. Esther, can you move the screen sharing so that I will get to?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Now let me see Dr. Inga.
So welcome everyone. How are you all? Warm greetings from Georgia. Thank you very much for this invitation. It is a really very great job today. Congratulate all. Yes, congratulate to everyone, and big thank you to all the speakers for this amazing work today. Thank you. Also, thank you so much, Professor Charles. You are doing a great job. Perfect. We're proud of you. Great job. Okay, now I share my presentation. Can you see?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yes, you can see.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, ATM of successful, motivated, and the loyal employees is the most powerful force that can bring continuous growth and success. A team is successful when its members are selected according to a predetermined principle and their team membership serves a specific purpose. What does it take to build, develop, and support an effective team? Okay, that clear goals for the team to accomplish. The goal may be the performance of one specific job or a long-term goal of the company. Goals must be formalized and used in the future for team members to set and know work plans. Goals should be measurable. Don't forget to discuss goals publicly with team members. Teamwork is very important, and the leader must appreciate the work of all team members. Everyone in the team should have the right to speak, and everyone's opinion should be accepted. It's a really important fact. Define discussion-making procedures in the time. Team members should know from the beginning who makes discussion about their work, by what procedure, and in what time frame. Don't forget that team discussion-making and sharing of responsibilities with the team is a contributing fact to success. You know, it is also important for the leader to have a crisis management plan. Even the most successful team may face period of crisis. At this time, the supervisor should be ready to ease that situation. It is necessary to define the duties and functions of the team members within the team and at the same time ensure a cooperative attitude among the team members. The leader must set the work plan, monitor the executions of the plan, and communicate among the team members. A leader must take responsibility for making discussion and delegate responsibility to others. Plus time members force a job well done. Organize a discussion. If things don't go as planned, try to get as much information as possible about the reason. Okay, my dear friends, my dear colleagues, also reward your team members is also very important. There are many types of rewards. Mandatory rewards is the most common form of motivation, but it is not a powerful motivation tool. For motivation, you can successfully use an additional day of financing of education and training, a personal gift to mark today the employees start working, also certificate, public letter, and so on. Okay, finally, most importantly, thank them often. Mention their role and important. Make sure that the business you're tackling won't work without them. An employee who feels like an important part of the business work tirelessly for this business and therefore for your success. Okay, dear friends, dear colleagues, we have today so great topic. This is very important. I congratulate all. I wish you very successful day in your life. And Merry Christmas and New Year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Inga. Nice hearing from you and all the shared with us. We want to ask you to share also the document you presented, to share with us so that we can have it under hand, and whenever we need it, I can make good use of it. Thank you so much. Please,
Thank
Dr.
you so
Bochi, who
much.
will be the next speaker? Can
Let's
you please
introduce
introduce,
all of
because
you.
I'm not informed about the next
Yeah,
speaker.
I'm the next speaker now because I gave my spot to the person who spoke first.
Okay, so
So
is Dr. David not around? Professor Dr. David is not around?
no, he is not around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then let me.
he's busy, and he said he might have some free time to join and speak very quickly, but unfortunately,
You couldn't make it.
yeah.
Okay. Then let me introduce you first, and then you take the floor. Okay. So
Okay,
Dr.
thank you.
Kofi Abochi, who is not speaking, is a specialist of American Studies from the University of Lomé, Togo. He's a part-time teacher. He's a part-time teacher of English and Literature, Department of English, and the Advanced School of Biological and Food Processing Techniques, Esteba, which is University de Lomé. He also teaches translation at the Institut Supérieur de Langue et des Affaires Isla, Advanced Institute of Languages and Business in Lomé. With a doctorate degree in American Literature in April 2019 from the University de Lomé, where he previously got a master's degree in American Literature in July 2014 and a bachelor's degree in 2010, is mostly concerned with social justice issues, especially promoting education and fighting inequality among humans. In this vein, he joined the Cheerful Child and Youth, CCY, in which he holds the position of General Secretary and the head of the Languages Department. He also has many things at his active organization of meetings and conferences internationally, and he's the country representative of the IIU here, country director. So I give the floor to Dr. Abochi to share his view with us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for the great job today. I think has been a very special day for all of us. I love this session so far. Everyone has done a great job, especially you, Alex, Collegi. You have been able to handle all this pressure, to handle all the different speakers, and I would like to say congratulations for all that you did for us all over this year, and especially today. I'm very grateful, and I'm saying again, congratulations for the great job. Big thank you to Professor Senior Ebhoria for the opportunity he gave us young people in Africa to work with him, to work closely with him, to get inspiration from him and learn in his footsteps. That was very great this year, and we really are grateful. I'm grateful, particularly for all that I've learned with you, Prof. Thank you again to Dr. Ermina, Professor Ermina, for the chance. You've always supported us whenever we need you. I'm so glad to have you here. Yeah, thank you to all of you who have spoken today. I will just try to wrap it up. I will not take much time. All the different speakers are very wonderful today, and that's why we would like to have their presentation. Please, all of you do share your presentations with us so that we can still read these in our quiet time and learn. It was very wonderful. I love the speeches, I love the presentations, and we learned a lot from them.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, I'll give you the floor later. Okay, I'll give you the floor later. Thank you. So this session was very, very nice, and a lot of the speakers are specialists of the domain. Dr. Adeogun Joseph is a very a great person in this domain, and he has proved it. Dr. Esther also is very well informed about this, and she has shared her visions with us, not forgetting the experience and the seniority of Dr. Ravindie and also Professor Akami, who has already also shared great things with us. So in all, we are all requested, or we are all asked to be good leaders.
Dr. Bochi, your voice is not coming. It's this one connection network issue, but your voice is not coming.
In terms of management, we have managers who are giving orders for people. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. I just saw that it was off suddenly. Thank you. So what, as a leader, what we are supposed to do is to lead by example, to be a leader, meaning that we must show the example, but also we must influence our members or people, our team members, with our character. That's the key element that many leaders miss during their term or their work. How to influence people. Dr. Adeogun has said it. You must touch people's hearts before you touch their hands. You must make them love you before they follow you as a leader. They will be your followers. So your team you must bring them on board to love you, to buy your vision, and then to follow you. That's what we are requesting. We are asking for today in Africa. Of course, lines are changing. Many people are trying, but I think we still have a long way to go with some leaders who just think they are the Almighty God. Whenever they give the order, people must follow them, which is very, very bad and which is very dangerous for our continent. And I would like here to particularly appreciate Professor Ebhoria, who has always shown the example. He's more active than all of us in IIU in Africa. He shows that he's available. Whenever you need him, he will be there. Whenever you leave him a message, he will do all his best to answer and to respond quickly. He will always, at times, he will be asking for guidance. Like, he say, okay, this is what I think. What do you think? What is your opinion? What is your contribution? So he works not as a boss, an almighty boss who just giving orders, but as somebody who is very close to us, the team members, and who is ready to listen to us also. This is very, very incredible, and it's affected me a lot. I learned from that, and I really wanted to be. I wish to be like him, to be a leader, a capable leader like him. So, Professor, here I would like to say thank you for the example you gave me, and you showed me that no matter your titles, no matter your position, you can still bring yourself to the level of your team members and collaborate with them instead of being an almighty master in the team. So I will just stop here because time is against us, and we have Ambassador Joel Olayina, who is still on the list, who has not yet spoken. So I think we'll just give him 2 minutes to speak so that we can wrap it up very fast. Thank you so much, all, and we are together.
Okay, Ambassador Joel Olayina, you have the floor. You are a seasoned education and data management consultant with over decades experience in the education industry. Share with us your experience regarding the management and the strategies.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure you can hear me.
Sure.
All right. It's unfortunate that we are behind time as I dutifully prepared for this presentation, but I will do justice within minimal time. Thank you, IIU, for this opportunity. I also want to thank Professor Charles and my dear senior friend, Prof. Dr. Kayode Adeogun for the person whom God used to channel me through this platform. Today, I would like to share a few tips on building a team, and then also strategies to mitigate challenges within the organization. All right. But we want to bear in mind together, as other speakers have said, especially Dr. Ijoma, who shared a lot. I think it's as if we spied into each other's slides, but that's fine. It's all right. I would like to state that teamwork makes the dream work. For any organizations that wants to make their team to achieve more, then there must be a vision that must be bought by every individual within the ecosystem. Then we move on to look at this picture. All of us were intrigued, were enthralled by the performance of teams in the World Cup, but particularly I was very much interested in Argentina and Morocco, looking at the way their team worked it out. And you can see that they achieved results, great results, because they were working as a team. No matter the circumstance that came their way, they stuck together, and they worked out their performance. And at the end of the day, they are being talked about today as best performing team in the World Cup. And that leads me to talk about team in perspective. Of course, when we talk about a group, is not the same as a team. So what is a team? A team, therefore, is a unit of two or more people who work together to achieve a goal. All right. Team building before teamwork. Dr. Ijoma has also emphasized on the fact that there is a clear difference between team building and teamwork. But for your team to be able to work out your vision and achieve your organizational goals, this team needs to be built. And there are characteristics for that. So I'm going to dwell briefly on leadership, management, and team building, because these are the core factors that determines how a team performs in an organization. If the leadership of their organization is well functional, then the team is going to have a problem. If the management system, the structure within the system, as highlighted by Dr. Kayode, is not well in place, the team is going to have a problem. So then what do we say about leadership? Leadership is just a statement that I will sum up by what John Quincy Adams said. If your actions inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. So who is the leader then? The leader is that motivating force within the organization. Whether he's present or not, by the virtue of his role modeling character, people get to follow the vision of the organization. He's the one in whom is embodied the vision and the core competencies of the organization, because he walks the talks. And if you can look at the picture, you see exciting leaders who have made tremendous impact in their time. And of course, we have different leadership styles. We have the distributive leadership style. We have the transformational leadership style. On transformational, we can think of Nelson Mandela. On distributive leadership style, we can talk about Barack Obama and so many other leaders who have made impact in their time. We need such styles, not the autocratic type like the image at the bottom left of my screen, where everybody is bowing down when the boss is coming, everybody is scared, everybody is afraid, people are withholding ideas, they cannot come forward to present ideas. This will affect the organization eventually. Now, what is management? Management can simply be defined as the organization of processes and people to achieve the desired goals. So there is a structure within the organization, and we need people in place to ensure that those structures are followed, right? So good management is the art of making problems so interesting. We see employees these days, they come into the organization, they don't want to work hard. They don't want to, face the fire of or the heat of the work. What is the problem there? The problem is that there is no core management skill in that person. When there is a good management skill in place, of course, the difficult tasks, the problems as highlighted by Dr. Joma and also Patricia, will become so interesting. You see challenges as ways to step forward. And of course, you will achieve solutions so constructively. So everyone wants to get to work and deal with them. Of course, why do we work in the first place? We work so that we can solve problems. Our world is full of challenges. Our world is full of problems. So we need a team with different ideas but common goals to be able to fulfill the vision of the organization first, and of course of the world, as I understand that IIU believes so much in the sustainable development goals. And so these are the things that we need to put in place to ensure that our based on Daniel Goleman's classic study, of course, we have more than 3,000 mid-level managers. It took him 3 years to make this study, and he came up with these various styles of management. The directive, they do it the way I tell you, manager, the authoritative type, the firm but fair manager, affiliative, the people first, then task second. You can see the list goes on. I'm sure when you get the slide, you can dwell more on this. This is just to tell us that management is important as leadership, but they are not the same. While one is giving the direction and the motivation and the inspiration to do the work, the other one directs and points at the specific task that people should do. Then looking at basic leadership skills, you have integrity. As a leader in an organization that wants to lead a group of people to achieve a common goal, you must be full of integrity, transparency. Vision must be key. You cannot lead successfully if you do not have indwelt in you the vision of that organization. I am sure that Dr. Patricia dwelt so much on effective communication. It is very key for any leader to communicate clearly. You don't just assume that people understand you. You need to communicate it. And of course, documents. Communication is also part of documenting. Leaving a paper trail to confirm instructions that have been passed, policies in place, will help the organization to be able to cross their T's and dot their I's. And of course, we need to develop people because that is the core of leadership. The growth and development of people is the highest calling of leadership, says Firestone. Of course, basic management skills. If you want to manage very well a team, of course, you need to plan, organize, direct, and monitor. You don't just put things down there and leave it and go and sleep. You need to monitor to a certain level before you can be sure that you can sleep and that the work will go on. Then let's look at team building. Again, Dr. Ijoma did justice to these stages of team building. The forming stage, which talks about defining this team, orientation happens here, strategy and developing trust and communication. Storming, of course, working through the challenges related to the task, processes, and persons. And then the norming, acknowledgement of the team strengths and weaknesses, acceptance of members, harmonizing the work. And of course, the performing stage, which is the highest stage, where the team now has passed through different challenges, they have agreed together and they are working at achieving results together. When you look at organizations today, you don't just think that they have arrived at that successful stage. You think about the work that has been done on the ground, just like the iceberg in the ocean. When you see it coming up, you will see, oh, this is just small. But at the bottom of the ocean, you see the bigger structure. That is what an organization that is well formed in leadership and management will be able to coordinate their team to achieve success. Of course, developing an effective team will involve clear sense of purpose. That is, there is a direction that people should go and people are guided to that. Openness, honesty, and communication. Decision by consensus, that is, we always agree. We don't impose. Creative thinking. Of course, creativity is the order of the day. And I remember Professor Charles talking about technology. Technology is a wonderful way any organization can use to be able to do creative things. Focused on core issues, setting goals, measurable goals, specific goals, as says the SMART. You must define those goals and have a positive defiant encouraged. Effective team building, of course, we create an agenda and assign duties, keep notes on meetings. This particular meeting is under recording. And so people will use it, they can refer to it, to be able to be motivated and stay on track and encourage participation among their members. Of course, effective teamwork or team building should employ the golden rule. Okay, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. And of course, the platinum rule, which says do unto others as what others would want, to do to you or that are doing to you. All this must be put into place. There is no selfishness in team building. Everybody works together to achieve the goal. So what are the positives of team building there? And we have increased information and knowledge, increased diversity of views, increased acceptance of a solution, higher performance levels. Of course, there is synergy and creativity happens. And a few challenges as highlighted by Dr. Patricia on productiveness, frustrating and counterproductiveness. You see that these things happen when the leadership is not well structured, when the management is not well structured, then this problem begins to rear their heads. But with a strong and well-orchestrated team, of course, these difficulties and challenges will definitely be dealt with. Emotional intelligence is key. The ability to be able to put yourself into the shoes of others. Things don't really happen the same way every day. When you look at yesterday, it is just like today, but the activities that ensued yesterday definitely are not the same like today. And so when we see our employees or we see our bosses, we should not just assume that the way they were yesterday is the way they are today. Of course, there are norms, but then we must put them ourselves into their shoes. We must seek to find out what is it that is happening, what is going on. Dr. So is not really in himself today. I hope all is well. Checking on each other, making calls, making emails, especially at this time of the year when we are closing the year with this wonderful training. As an organization, we can send mails to our employees to congratulate them for the success of the year so far, reviewing our successes and appraising each other is a wonderful way to make the team work. And I will go straight to talk about personal goal. As a unit, as a person in the organization, we need to maintain intense professional will to achieve team goals rather than one's own personal achievement. It is not about me, me, me. It should be rather about us. It's about we. When we have that we mentality, of course, we will have high standards. And of course, personal humility and modesty will combine to successful, achievement as an employee in the organization. Someone also mentioned conflict. I will not dwell much on that. Is conflict always bad? No. Conflict brings out new perspectives and can be handled in a positive manner. If there are no questions, if there are no criticism about things that are done in the organization, there won't be growth. If we continue to do the same thing, then we will not grow. Of course, so controversies or conflicts are bound to happen. And when they come, we welcome them with open arms. We look at it together and treat them, and then we move on. How do we resolve conflict? We foresee them with proaction, and then we deal with them. We communicate. We are open-minded. We do research. We are flexible. We play fairly amongst ourselves, and we have a strong alliance as a unit. And of course, we overcome resistance, expressing understanding, sympathizing with each other, making people aware of their resistance without blaming them. Yeah, we may be different. Organization as such that people will come from different backgrounds, from different ethnicity, but then when we come together and we share the same goal, then we begin to have the same pattern of life, the same pattern of action to achieve the objectives of the organization. We cannot rule out the fact that nonverbal communication come into play when we are developing a team. And of course, we need to get each other to understand this nonverbal communication. And I will run straight away to the 5-finger rules, which is actually my icebreaker for this conference. And it's a wonderful 5-finger tip slide, which, if you permit me to just quickly run it through it, we have 5 fingers, as you can see me showing. The pointer, okay, represent blame, but also calls for inclusion. We are all part of the team, so we do not place blame on anyone, right? We include everyone, make them feel welcome and appreciated, and we include all ideas and encourage all to participate. We give credit to the team, not ourselves, right? It's also a good reminder to portray ourselves as inspirational leaders who motivate instead of appearing bossy or authoritative. Let's move to the thumb. It represents a thumbs up, like we used to do. Good job. We will encourage one another and build esteem in others by making people feel good about themselves. We will compliment our team members by doing a great job and value their contributions. The middle represents negativity, and which shows that we should not be brought into the same team environment. Okay, that should not be brought into the team environment. We will stay positive. We must have fun together, and we must make each other smile. Positive words will only be used whenever we talk about the middle finger. The ring finger, which is the 4th one, it represents commitment. By doing a great job every day, we are self-motivated and not settling for mediocre work. Dr. Ijoma has already talked about that. I will not dwell much in that. We will all be committed to the team's goals. Roles are assigned and responsibility are shared equally. We genuinely care about the well-being of our team members. And the thinking, the little one, it represents trust. We will help one another whenever needed. We will breed trust in the commitment of our team members. We trust that our team members will speak positively of one another. Today in organizations, we have busybodies, we have gossip, a lot of things that spoils the culture of the system. But with this togetherness and belief in each other, this will be eradicated. We trust that when a conflict arises, it will be addressed right away in a positive manner, of course. This involves active listening and willingness to change. So these are the 5-finger tips. And in conclusion, I would say, if you do not consider yourself as a team player, then you need to create a personal development plan to improve these skills. Thank God this is the 31st of December of 2022. Thank God for leading us so far, but it's also a time to reflect on how far we have fared and then prepare for the tasks ahead in the coming year. Working effectively in teams is required for success in any field or organization. The first step is, of course, self-awareness, and the next step is to practice. To practice what? To practice all what our wonderful speakers have shared today and to take notes and plan, then execute those plans. And then the sky will only be our starting journey. Thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you, Professor Charles. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Kayode. And thank you, every other speakers and the moderators for having me today. God bless you.
Thank
and
you,
have a wonderful year.
Thank you so much for this insightful sharing. I think you also make your presentation available for us because these are really, really relevant documents that we can use for our teaching, for our motivational meeting with other people. So we really need it. Okay, make them available on our platform where we can use them later on. Thank you so much.
I will surely
Thank
do
you
that.
for all for being here. Professor Charles, anything to say before we close?
Thank you very much.
Prof?
I quite appreciate all of you. I know God is going to bless us and empower us. This is just a starting point. We are just starting. We are going to explode by the grace of God. 2023 is a year of action. Some of us that have been slow, we have not been working, we are going to work because the situation will move us. If we don't move, the situation will move us. 2023 is a year of justice. It's a year of empowerment. It's a year of blessing. Irrespective of the challenges we pass through this year, 2023 will be a very smooth year. So it's only those that are critical thinkers that will make it. And thank God we have been able to groom ourselves in that situation. I give kudos to all the speakers. You've done the justice to what we have discussed so far. And I pray that God will come to empower every one of us as we are present in this year to exchange our ideas, to pass our ideas, to tell ourselves that yes, we can do what we can do. And I'm sharing you that 2023, we are going to be blessed. As many that have not been able to work very well, they should start now. Take a decision of making it. And 2023 will be a great year. Some of us that have not been working, we are member of the IIU Nigeria, we are member of the IIU Togo, South Africa, we are not been working. This time around, we are going to turn ourselves around and work because as many that work, they will all be rewarded. 2023 is a year of rewards. And I want us, with what we have said so far, I know that we will go and demonstrate the glory of God from our action now. God is going to bless us. Before I appreciate our founder and also our trustee and all the members that participated, the core team of IIU. I want our sister, who is also a very nice sister. She's a good woman. She is the leader of the women internationally of IIU. She's so humble. And I thank God for her. God will come to elevate her. I want her also to give us a vote of thanks before we now say the closing prayer. Dr. Kofi is also there. He really tried. I thank God for you. He's the person that listens to instructions. You tell him to do this, he will do it, even more than necessary. I so much admire him. And some of them that have been with me, who have not been working because of one challenges and another, I know they work because they've seen him, because he's also a motivator. So I give you kudos. Professor
Thank
Ravina
you
also
so
is,
much,
a
Prof.
nice
Thank
man.
you.
I love him. He also moves. So it's a mover too. And Professor David also, Professor Jare, they are good people. That's why they have always been with me, because I associate with good people, people that move. Those that doesn't move, they will move. 2023. I know there are so many in Africa. I know them. They are more than 30. They want to see us doing something. So they are now seeing us doing it now. By 2023, they will be moved. If they are not moved 2023, that means they will be all from IIU, because IIU is IIU is an organization, an institution, NGO that move, that work with people with innovative mannerisms or actions. People that are creative. You must be creative, irrespective of who you are. And you must be humble. You must be submissive to instructions so that to know more. Irrespective of what you know, you don't display it. It is your action we see. And I thank God for every one of you. I want our sister, to say one or two things and to give a vote of thanks. Dr. Mina.
Gratitude, Sir Charles, gratitude. I am honored. Thank you so much for the invitation. Our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Professor Dr. Chap, General Ebhoria U Charles, and our great team, IIU Africa. I'm so proud of you all. I was deeply impressed by your speeches. All speeches was great. I've seen so many friends of mine here. We are a big family, and we'll rest like that. Congratulations for your moderation, Dr. Coffee, all my respect. When teamwork becomes the foundation of any project, any organization, it's truly amazing to see how results are affected. Any workplace or online workspace that encourages a spirit of collaboration, whether teammates and remote or in the same location, create an environment that facilitates success. You have to imagine creativity in the team as a snowball that you keep rolling and it keep growing. Effective teams all allow each member to express themselves freely. It's very important to respect each other, to listen to each other, to listen to our ideas. Free communication within the team encourage open discussion, involving ideas, getting second opinion, and openly deliberating ways to overcome challenges and enhance progress are constant topic in a conversation. No matter how good a person is, if the intent to work for the team isn't there, then he or she works only for him or for herself. It's not the spirit of a team. For a team to achieve peak performance, members don't have to. Instead, each should look at what is best for the group. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, what is not good for the hive cannot be good for the bee. In some sense, the benefit of the group will also benefit the individual. A leader is always the one who creates a vision and leaders by the power of an example. Thank you, Team IIU Africa. Thank you, our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Thank you, Sir Peshpani, for this great platform, your involvement and your support. Indeed, you show us every day that the education has no borders, that we should be mentors to the young people of the next generation. Education unites us, unites our hearts, no matter what different corner of the world we are. Let us not educate children for today's world. This world will no longer exist when they are big. Let's transmit them the value, human values is more important, the value of a team, the value of a leadership. And not forget, if you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then go. If you cannot go, then not give up ever. IIU is the change. IIU brings the change. IIU is always the revolution, and we know this. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. Proud of you, my Team Africa. My love, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my able.
Thank you, respected brother.
Council, what we're going to lift you as you keep on being humble. I appreciate you very much. When I joined almost 2 next year, IIU has been one of my model among the universities that I've worked with to this visual area. As almost more than 33 years experience in administration, in teaching, different areas, which I don't need to speak, but my action should be able to, and my profile should be able to read about me. I had to choose IIU because they are very humble, they are cordial, they are not Sir Piyush Pandit, who is a visionary educationist. He's so good. and all the team members, the trustee, very nice. I wish everybody will be able to uphold IIU, come to IIU to have their knowledge in education. IIU have been so helpful in the sense that they have been working. All the members there, they are powerful. Look at the speakers today. They are extremely powerful. They are great. Look at our latest doctor, Ijoma. I will give you kudos. All the demonstrations you did, God will come to crown your efforts. Look at my friend also, Kayode, who is our IT team leader. He demonstrated the power of God during the time when we had our convocation. I just thank God for him. And today again, although he was not speaking very well the way I expected him to do, of which he did last time, but I still give kudos to him. Look at my friend Joy. I know by next year, you also become doctor, at least you should, because what you gave, the topic you gave today was powerful. I so much admire you. May God come to lift you up. All our speakers, I give kudos to you. You are really people who I will rely on, who I will even recommend for more promotion or more things ahead because of the demonstration you have actually showcased today. May God come to strengthen us. You will remain great, because before we can take any members, admit anybody into our institute, we must crown that person, look at that person very well. And those that demonstrate the power of God are very good. You can now see from the action. 2023 will be a special year. It will be a great year. Every one of us must be working hard. And as you are working harder, you will be receiving reward. You are the best. You remain the world of knowledge and education. IIU, the first international internship university, inspiring and investing in young minds. IIU remain the focus, which everybody should focus on. And by grace of God, God will come to perfect His work in our life. May God come to bless every one of us as I'm wishing us Happy New Year. This New Year Eve, 2023 will be great. Will be great for those who are visionary, who are focused, who are creative. May God come to strengthen us and empower us both now and forevermore. In the name of Jesus. Thank you very much. So we can now go. We are about closing now. Except you have one or two things to say. Fine, no problem.